know they just lost to North, but there's no shame in losing in overtime to a strong North team, especially on a nice Danish map like New.
Yeah, they're trying some interesting things, of course. We'll have to pay attention if we see any of that in this map. But already, things getting started here as a 2-1 trade goes in the favor of Mouse to start things off. Oscar holding the line from behind the tree, but Dennis helping out as he snipes out another player. Eliminating Siege, just bringing things down to Simple and Flamey, and Simple's not going to last very long either. There you go, a 4v1. Flamey's at 13 HP. He's going to be surrounded in a second too, so he's completely closed off in this room. Dennis will get the finalizing shot. Funnel together here on A long. This is up to Mousesports to make the next move. The Molly's good, but Simple gets the kill. Unfortunately, he backs into the Molly, or it spreads without him realizing, and that is going to do the finishing blow to allow Lowell to eliminate Simple there. Dennis picking up the additional kill, re-equalizes things down to a 3 versus 3, with Dennis continuing to lurk around inside of the alleyway. He does need to check his backside in a second, though. Without doing that, he's now going to be eliminated by Edward, but the last two have changed up the pacing of this game. They're working their way over towards B. The T's don't seem to care too much about that smoke, but they might have wanted to, as now Guardians eliminated Chris J. That's the bomb gone down. Everything's on Oscar, and he doesn't even get close to making that 1v3 happen. Oscar, along with his teammate, are going to be able to get initial control of A-Long, but they still have to battle against Simple and possibly another player. They want full control, and indeed, already. But look at this from Oscar, the repeat. It's great at first, but unfortunately the trade from Flamey comes in so quickly. Chris J is able to bring it back, re-evening us into a 3v3 again with Lowell's entry against C's at the doorway. That's opened up a whole new world of possibilities for them as Rups can just move right in, pick off anyone that's still lurking on the B-bomb site, and now only one remains. It's Guardian set up in a 1v3 to try and clutch this out. Otherwise, Mousesports will just come right back and take control of things. Guardian trying to punish the planter, but he's missed the mark on that one by about 3 or 4 seconds or so. Now the smoke to cover off the site, so he can isolate this one going. He's playing his utility in a really smart way, and even reads the direction that Low is going to go. Very well played by him. Unfortunately, though, they were set up to re-peek into that.
You would rather win the round earlier, so you deny them the 3250 that they're going to win.
Chris J going to win
for winning the round, sorry.
No time going in towards drop in this round here. And look at this from Guardian, too. Has the aggressive position inside of the smoke at the moment. Not seeming like anyone from Mousesports suspects it, so he moves in, is able to eliminate Low. It's a short-lived victory, as Ropes does trade that out just a second later. But C's also picked up a kill here. They're being pushed on by members of NaVi, so in a second they are still going to have to fight to defend themselves. That battle will come from Flamey, but oh no! Oscar was caught trading out his gun, I think, to deploy smoke, but they're only going to be a few seconds behind, so it shouldn't actually hinder the hit too much. NaVi's still getting sit up, so they could catch a few players out of position, but it's still too slow in the actual execute. Dennis is already out, though, but the problem is by the time he gets out, look at this, it's NaVi just shutting them down. The only trade so far coming from the drop team, but they don't get very far at all. Flamey just trades it back with a double kill. They are going to end up just on Tech 9 armor purchases for the upcoming round, and once again, very, very quickly trying to push their way into the bomb site, but it's not going too great. One kill, but both now 3 more have been traded back by Edward here before he finally goes down to Ropes, and he's not going to get very far either. As soon as he goes to the outer portion of the site, he's taken down. Now Oscar did spot the rifle barrel here a moment ago of Simple, so he's able to trade that kill back, and he's got a 1v2 set against him. Doesn't have the bomb, but he can still very much win this play, as he's going to try to push forward. The flash not too successful, but the flick onto Flamey is definitely going to be successful. Now it's down to a 1v1, him versus Guardian. Try and clutch this one back out. He almost did it back at the end of the last map, but he's got another chance to save his team here. Keep them in control. Molly going to be well-timed. Should actually, I think Guardian just managed to get past that, so he's still going to have this flank. Unfortunately, he took a lot of damage in the process of it, though. But with Ops being in play, that may not come to matter too much. It really depends on the guns that they have out when they get into the battle. But Oscar, managing to make his way past Guardian, should be able to get the bomb onto the ground and start the timer against Guardian's favor. But right now, though, Guardian just trying to investigate and make sure that he doesn't get flanked out as well. Oscar just waits down the time now that he's got the bomb planted securely on the ground. Dodges the flash, should be able to hear these footsteps too, so this is going to be a relatively easy closeout. There you go, Oscar, perfect positioning.
NaVi again, sending 3 towards A here. I believe that is Guardian B-plat control. Simple losing his duel to Lowell. Lowell only has a Mac 10.
He beats him out there. Simple gets baited and taking some shots early on. He hears the noise, I think, and fires a little bit too early and then just can't adjust in time. So he's going to go down. Now the rest of Mal's trying to move their way back in. Flamey having a good hold, though. He's picked up a double kill. He's been able to keep this even for now, but he needs support from his teammates ASAP. Otherwise, he's going to go down. He's already getting mollied outside of the shed. Does decent damage to one more player before finally getting knocked out by Oscar. But the damage has been done. And now in the meantime, as the Chaotic Rotate moves in, they're going to be completely out of position. And Ropes may just have a free kill onto this last player, as he indeed is just going to walk right out.
And now Simple getting the double up with Guardian.
Oh,
What a shot.
Simple takes his shot, doesn't connect, and then Oscar peeks in there just to close out upon Simple. So there we go. Once again, A-Long is dominated by Mousesports. Usually it's Dennis doing the work there, but this time Oscar takes over and finds a massive impact. Ropes is unfortunately going to have his own chain of issues over here. He does go 1 for 1, but is traded out by Guardian. All he was really trying to do is keep 1 or 2 players over here, though, and he succeeded in that respect. Bringing this down to a 4v3. He is going to look to try and initiate a flank with Guardian since he's pushed into those B halls, but he may not be able to really go for this, unfortunately, just due to how quickly Mousesports are going to be able to move in and take this control. Good smoke setup too, but I think Flamey can just barely spot beyond it here. He does have to move in, but indeed, spots Chris J. That's the bomb going down. Almost gets the second kill, but Dennis and Lowell trade both those players right back, and that kills most of their chances of winning out here on the 14th. Guardian is going to have to fall back over towards T-Spawn to save that up for the final round. And Mousesports go right back to at least seeming like they're going to try to go fast outside. Oscar spots Guardian up on top over here by the boost, though, and destroys him, and once again, wins in another op duel. Rups finding another entry here, and he's going to go for a second. Having some trouble getting that second kill, though, so Simple is going to be able to trade it. Problem is that it doesn't really seem to matter, even with that kill. Mousesports have so much control here of the A-bomb site, and Dennis, with the position inside this smoke, he can punish them by the window side. Doesn't actually get the kills. The smoke's making things a little bit too hard to see from inside of there, but now more trying to push their way in. Blaney actually gets away with a kill where he didn't really seemed like he was going to be able to get that against Chris J, but Dennis already traded back one more. Low with this pickup on Flamey, and now just Edward left alive. Mousesports indeed close out. That one will kind of get wasted. In the meantime, though, C's able to get some good damage to Lowell, and the nade bounces just in the right direction to be able to finish him off. A small advantage, but an advantage nonetheless that NaVi can try to work with, as they are now funneling in to try and take a site control. And there is a large presence on the site, but with what there is, they've already found impact. Dennis knocking out one. They've almost taken down a second, but Flamey and Edward battle that back so quickly, bringing this down to just Ropes and Chris J, both of which stuck near the site connector. They don't have great positioning to play off of here, so that's pretty much sealed in unless we see some miracle work being done by Mousesports here. With C still sitting inside a drop room, they have to send Ropes back over the other direction. Chris J has found a kill over in the shed, actually, and Ropes kills C, so they may have a chance at this one yet. They've got a kit to play with as well, but the bomb's been on the ground for a long time, so they are running out of it, as they need to get themselves back into this site with no time to spare. In they will go. Chris J flashing himself, not the best start to the play there. Guardian taking down Ropes as well, and he'll follow it through by eliminating Chris J. A-Long, but this format stack may work out great, since NaVi are going for a pretty straightforward B execute here. Heavy on drop pressure, but nice shot for Flamey to start them off, and Edward as well, jumping onto the ledge to eliminate Dennis. All of a sudden, it's just Lowell and one more here to defend it. Lowell along with Ropes, but nicely played. Ropes bailing at his teammate for one more before he does go down, and the same thing will be said of Lowell, as he gets eliminated by Guardian. He saves the day there, and now it's just down on Oscar in another 1v3 situation. Not really set up for success. They will need to commit themselves to this site, which means it's down on Rups and Lowell to try and hold it back off. Drops down just 2 HP, so he needs to be so careful. Basically just trying to delay this with the additional smoke. It's not going to succeed, though. His time is too low for this, so he needs to get ready to play it back out. Molly's basically trying to maximize the damage he can do. He gets hit by the flash, but nobody checks him, even though he's right out in the open. Simple misses that Q. Thankfully, at low HP, is an easy trade for Edward, and Seized picks up an additional shot. The missed shot from Oscar seals his fate, as he's also taken out by Seized. And with Chris J still way back over in the B halls, we'll see what he's able to do, but in a 1v4, things are not looking bright, and more than likely, we'll be looking at a 9th round for NaVi in just a moment here, but sneaks in that one kill. He may just find himself happy with that, though, and now decide to fall back to save.
You know, that's a gamble, right? Are you going to win 4 rounds on the CT side gambling like that?
Flashbangs do work out originally for NaVi, as they are trying to push their way into this A-Long corridor here. Dennis holds to the first kill. He's got to trade it with a teammate, though. He's down at 15 HP, but they catch Oscar as he tries to bail into the smoke. Now it's Chris J. It's got to be the hero here against Simple. He doesn't spot him at first, and Chris J succeeds in picking up the kill. Brings us down to a 4v3. Still lightly equipped for most of the players on Mousesports, though, and they still have 2 way over here on A-Long. As NaVi, well, they see the play, so they're just going to change this up and swing themselves into B. But Ropes able to hold for his first kill against Flame. He knows there's another one pressuring him, and he's now down at 16 HP, so he's got to be very cautious. C's moving in, though, eliminates Dennis, and he knows that Chris J has to be somewhere close. Is he going to suspect him right next to the door, though? No! He doesn't check for it, so Chris J gets away with another one here against C's. It's all on Guardian, who's trying to hold in drop room, but he can't do it. We're still working with the advantage, of course, but if they drop too many rounds, it's still going to be Mousesports' game, and NaVi will end up finding themselves broken too. They need to try and piece this together, and already Oscar finding his own impact as we get started into combat here for the 23rd round. Ropes picking up an additional kill here against Seized. Oscar ready to battle that out again. I think he saw the shadow Another player moving up on the ramp itself, so he's got to be cautious about this, but peeks at just the right time to eliminate Guardian. Knows there's a second player that went in to retrieve the rifle, gives that intel over.
Up though on Cobble on CT side. You get that guy close long. Chris J with a big double kill and drop. Oscar gets the leg onto Edwards, so if he knows Edwards low right here, this should be an easy kill for him.
Oscar's trying to hunt from suicide steps too, so he gets caught up and try to check both angles at the same time, misses another op shot, and Edwards going to follow through, picking up that second kill. That has opened up a possibility for Mousesports to close out now by picking up both those defenders at A long, but the rotates are already here. They've got 2 players in the site. One, Ropes, is going to work his way in on the flank in just a few moments here. Chris J just trying to delay it, cause his presence to be a bit of a nuisance against these guys, and Ropes arrives just in time here. Trades out the additional kill after Simple picks up 2 himself. Now Edward and Simple both incredibly low, but this is all on Ropes alone in a 1v2, and that, I didn't even know it was possible to bounce that far back like it hit off the tree, but apparently hit the wall. So that's going to be a bit of a whiff, of course, but not completely boxing him out just yet, as he has them both extremely low. Just needed 1 bullet or 2 bullets on either one of them.
No call on the player that's tanking. Now they just brute force out of B.
Team Flash as well seems to have affected them, as that's going to cost them Lowell now as they go down. Oscar trading out 1 kill, but Guardian hitting the second. Oscar in the open, and with Guardian finishing off Ropes, and now Oscar dead. It's not really going to leave a whole lot of bargaining room for these last 2 now 1 Mousesports players that are still in the game. Dennis, no choice. He's got to fall back and save. Dennis is a bit of a player to lean in between both of those sites, obviously outside the window towards draw, but NaVi are wasting no time. Fast smoke setups, a little bit imperfect on Sidewall, but that doesn't matter. They've already got 2 kills in their favor. Lowell's trying to battle it back. He had a great flashbang working in his favor, was not able to capitalize on it in a huge way. Still trying to play passively, still trying to hold back here, but the problem is they're losing ground far too quickly to be able to do that here now. As the flashbangs continue to roll in, Dennis is going to have to check the sidewalk in a second. He's dealing with close-up pressure, but that's kind of gone away now. They actually fell back, and these last 2 are just trying to slowly work their way in, since Dennis still has the aggressive position. He's going to move in. He finds Guardian, but now he's got to check up on top of the pizza box, and I think Oscar actually legged that player. Doesn't matter, though, as Edward trades out that kill into Dennis. Oscar with a nice tap, finishes off Simple, but he still has 2 more players to go, and in a moment, he's going to be flanked out by Edward from his backside. He smokes out, buying him more room and real estate to navigate the site. And Simple first up to bat and trying to push A long. The flashbang goes in, but it hits him head on. So that's going to kill their initial plans. It's unfortunate as the flash also hit Dennis in pretty much a flawless fashion. If it didn't hit Simple, then, well, that kill would have gone the other direction. But now Dennis is able to hold with the CZ, picking up the first kill this time. Still a long way to go, though, as the rest of the team is playing with relatively minimal pistols. Chris J knows he got spot, so he tries to play out aggressively. Doesn't pan out for him, but Lowell is there to trade that out as he drops back behind the pizza box. Ropes also picks up a kill from behind the statue, too. And now leaves just 2 alive all of a sudden for NaVi here. Flamey looking to battle it back, picks up his first kill. This one against Ropes. They do find Lowell with a trade against Edward, but Flamey also trades against Oscar. He's in a 1v2 at low HP 40 to try and play with. He has a smoke to try and isolate part of this site so that he can get across, but that bomb being down on the sidewalk is such a risky prospect, as he doesn't know if someone's waiting, listening to see if he'll go for that. And in the meantime of him trying to check the sidewalk, he doesn't even realize that both of the remaining CTs are flanking to his left, and they'll finish him off without any problem whatsoever. Dennis is up here now, so they have that positioning. The thing is, though, is this is all a ruse, and they need to figure this out quickly. NaVi are actually genius in the way that they're playing this out right now, and they pick up 2 kills to start it off as well, which is only going to sell it even more. Oscar's the one true hope now, and he misses what could have been a free kill as well, peeking out by the tree at the top of the ramp. Dennis tries to hold, but C's just walks right into him and headshots him. Now Chris J and Oscar are the only 2 remaining here. Chris J trading out that kill, but they're just going to send the bomb in the other direction since they got free B control here, or at least full B control. As a result of Mousesports just falling flat, not being able to hold that at all. I don't even think there's going to be room for a retake here. Both these guys are going to have to fall back and save, as they're just going to get reset in a moment.
And it's like the start to this half, right? The first 6-7 rounds, Edward hunting. It's taken out by Chris J, so Chris is going to try to save this off.
Edward is still going to start to move back in, looking for that first pick against Oscar. Not going to find it, as he's just holding back in a pretty typical position. Lowell inside of the cubby, though. He's going to be the next big player up to bat, as the rest of his teammates have been smoked back off. They check for him. He's still able to go 1 for 1 in that spot. And now Oscar lurking around. He's taken out by Flamey. So that's opened up the site. Everything goes down to Ropes, Chris J, and Dennis to try and retake this, but they don't have a flank. Their guns aren't really that good, too. They're working with umps currently. They do have close-up positioning over here to the boost-up box, at least with Ropes, but now they need to find the impact. And there's the first kill, but it's immediately traded back out. There's the second kill from Flamey, and he follows it through. Ties us up at 15-15. watching out for that window, and they have gone back as well on the Mousesports side of things, having just a double stack here. Dennis is going to be up close trying to fight for this. Chris J, though, finds the first kill, and Dennis, they haven't even spotted him yet. Edwards just gone out into the open. Chris J finding yet another impact kill here against Guardian as well, so he's doing work all solo. And unfortunately, when it's another player's time to shine, he does not fare too well. So Chris J stays alive, as is Simple, though. More importantly, he's escaped with the bomb. But more trades going back on, and Chris J caught off guard by the peek from Flamey coming out the alleyway. All of a sudden, this is even back up into a 2v2 with NaVi finally getting that full control over towards this A site. They'll have full reign to be able to go for this plant, and it's going to come down to Oscar and Lowell on the flank to try and retake this site. And Lowell's taking his time as well, still way over towards the suicide steps. The good news is that both these NaVi players are stacked together, so Oscar just goes for this dirty peek, shuts down Flamey with it, and now only Seas is left alive. He's way out in the open, but still able to take the successful duel versus Lowell. So now, only Oscar to eliminate, and Oscar moving back up. Is he going to be able to appropriately find Seized as he just lurks back around, giving Oscar the minimal hitbox to try and fire at. But Oscar's just going to go for this defuse inside of the smoke. It's a full 10-second defuse. We will see if he can get it. Down to 3 seconds, though. There's no way he's going to be able to get this. He completely ninjas it inside of the smoke, and then he rolls out to shut down Seized as well. Revenge from the end of the last map. As they've gone 0-2 here to start things off. You can see the Galil, the Tech 9. Obviously not as much utility, but they're back to the fast-paced style here. Low with a good setup, but is only able to get one kill. Chris J moving back in, though, with the second pickup. He's going to go for more as he finds himself a second individual kill before going down to Seized. It's still an advantage for Mousesports as they've got a player sitting back over there inside of Chicken Coop, and Ropes and Dennis able to peek back out.
Just go out B here early with Rops going out on the plat, and now they're going to set up their exec.
The big stack from NaVi, and they have an auto sniper sitting on Flamey too, so you're going to want to pay attention to that as they move in. Nice shot from Rops, though, just deletes Guardian as he tries to hide back behind the statue. So many smokes set from both sides actually is causing some issues at the moment. As Seized, Ropes and Dennis trading out kills again. It's down to just 2 from NaVi at this point. One's right next to Dennis, and he doesn't even realize it just yet, but he's definitely going to be able to spot the kill and get it for free. Down to Flamey with the auto, but he's already picked up one. Unfortunately, Low from the backside is going to close out. And with a 4-0 run in overtime, it's going to be Mousesports that take control here of Cobblestone against NaVi.